Hello, Patrick here with a video for you folks on everything you need to know about the Jangbong in preparation for this Christmas parade. As you may know, the Christmas parade will be this Saturday, December 4th at noon. We'll be lining up a little earlier, but I'll have more details for you guys in person or on Facebook or on the website. So let's get some of the formalities out of the way on what we're going to do for attention, bow, and ready position. So we want to generally hold the staff in the middle while we're doing our basic ready position, Kyunghae and Chiryeop. Now, Chiryeop, if you think of one end of the staff as being the thumb end, if I were to put my thumb out like this, and the pinky end, or the head of the dragon and the tail of the dragon, the head of the dragon, we're going to tuck it under our armpit like this, and this would be our attention stick. A little bend in the elbow here, and the staff down on the floor like so. Being very still like a statue, no looking around. Okay, this will be attention. Now, a lot of times, if say we're in another position, like ready position, and we go into that, we'll smack the end of the stick out, so you get a nice little spin like that. I'll just show it to you in slow motion. I just spin it under, and then tuck, like I'm tucking my thumb in my armpit. I'll go down like so. If we are marching with the staff at attention, we'll bring the staff up, so that way we're not going to like step on our staff or bump our foot with it. So it'll just be up here like so. And if we were to stop marching, it'd be and stop, and we bring the staff down. Now, Kyunghae is a little bit tricky, but basically how Kyunghae works is we bring the stick up to our shoulder. A lot of times I like to use my other hand to kind of push down here like this, and it kind of helps spin it up to my shoulder. And then we make an X, lock the stick out to the side. I kind of stop it on the back of my shoulder here. Don't be careful you don't accidentally hit the back of your head. That can happen. So I lock it out, and I bring my other hand in the middle of my chest here. And then I bring the stick up and fold my arm over as I bow. And now from here, we could go back out to here, or we could go straight into ready position, or even straight back to attention with a stomp and a kick every time. Okay, so let's look at what that would look like with the command. So we're already at attention, so I'll say Kyunghae, Chiryeop, or Kyunghae, Chunbi. Now Chunbi, as I come out, I'll try to do that a little bit better. I'm going to bring my foot out to where ready position would be, bring my arms up like I'm lifting up a couple buckets of water, and then I bring my heel down, bend my knees, and pressure my hands down to the floor. Not completely straight, but a little bend, and try to keep the stick level with the floor. See from the side, not pointed up or down or side to side, but nice and level. Okay, so that will be the ready position. Okay, so Chiryeop, Chunbi, up. We're going to go straight to Chunbi, just like so. Chiryeop, Kyunghae, Chiryeop, and show. So those are the basic commands that you want to know that correspond with our basic attention, bow, and ready position that we do in class normally without a weapon. The other things that you want to know are the basic marching commands. So if we are marching, if we're at attention, I should say, and then we're about to march, I give the command, ready, march, and step. Very important that we do that so that we all stop and start together. So for halting and for marching. So ready, march, and step, and then keep walking. As I go on, ready, halt, and stop. Oh, and I forgot, so we'll bring our staff down when we stop. So we'll be here, ready, march, and walk, 2, 3, ready, halt, and stop. Okay, whenever we stop, so you don't say never stop, you'll just do it. Ready, halt. Just like so. Okay? And then turning, like I'll say, right face, ready, turn, and step. Just like that. Little 1-2 step in my feet. And step. Okay, if I say left face, turn, ready, turn, and step. Just like so. Okay? I did leave one stance out that we will practice, and that will be our basic fighting stance. And as we're marching down the street in the parade, Most of our techniques will be done from a fighting stance. So stand in ready position, for example, and we go to the fighting stance. We'll step back into a regular sparring stance, bring the staff right here across our bodies, like so. We'll have the right hand palm up and the left hand palm down, and about as wide apart on the staff as your shoulders. So don't be trying to do attacks with the staff with them all close together like so. Get them out as wide and even with your shoulders as you can. And definitely not out here. That's kind of silly too. So right in here. Okay? So and then as we would march, we would just march with this across our chest like so, and be ready to do our different attacks, depending on what commands that I give you. Now, let's break down all of the basic attacks that you will be expected to know on Saturday. I'll go ahead and demonstrate them all once, and then we'll talk about them just briefly. 3 high section strikes. Ready. Hup. Hup. 3 middle section strikes. Ready. Hup. 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 3 low section strikes. Ready. Hup. Low, middle, high. Ready. Hup. High, middle, low. Ready. Hup. 3 overhead strikes. Ready. Hup. 3 overhead smashes. Ready. Hup. And ready. March and step. 3 uppercuts. Ready. Hup. And ready. March and step. 3 front thrusts. Ready. Hup. 3 rear thrusts. Ready. Hup. Thrust, kick, thrust. Ready. Hup. Kick, thrust, kick. Ready. Hup. Double jump front kick. Ready. Hup. And ready. March and step. Ready. Halt and stop. And shove. So those will be all of the basic commands that we will be giving as we're marching down the street in the parade. Now, let's talk about just a couple of small details to make sure that we're all doing this together. Notice that every time I do a technique, I say, ready, hup, and that timing is kind of a rhythm to a beat, a musical beat, that helps you to kind of predict when the next cow will be. Ready, hup, and attack, attack, attack. We're going to stick with 3 attacks for just about every sequence to keep everything very predictable and very similar, not too confusing. But there will always be an and before we deliver the first attack of any sequence. Okay? So for the side strike, the horizontal strike, we can do either low strike to the bad guy's knees, middle strikes to the bad guy's ribs, or high strikes to the bad guy's head. And then mixing them up, high, middle, low, or low, middle, high. 1, 2, 3. Notice as I do all of those side strikes, whenever I do a right-handed attack, I would stop it on my forearm to get a nice, crisp, clean, controlled stop, a good snap. And when I do a left-handed attack, I stop it against my arm here, against my bicep, to get a nice, clean stop. Okay, same thing for thrust. I stop it against my forearm or against my bicep as I go. And I try to keep it level. I don't like tilt down in a thrust, but back and forth. Okay? For the kick, when we mix in the kicks and the thrusts, it'll be a side kick. Okay? Basically like as if I were pointing my butt at the camera and then thrusting my heel up. An important detail that I didn't do when I just demonstrated the kick was we want to keep the staff up like you're playing a flute. So don't tilt down like I did, but instead it would be here, so we're ready to thrust right off of it. Just like so. Kick, thrust, kick. And because we're moving when we do it, we actually will add a bit of a shuffle in there when we kick. Okay? Or thrust, kick, thrust. Thrust, shuffle, kick, thrust. Okay, and then keep moving. We won't freeze on any of those. Now, the ones that we do freeze on will be the overhead smashes, and you notice that those ones are a little bit slower than the other ones. They're twice as long, actually. So, whereas like the regular overhead strike is just 1, 2, 3. The overhead smash, we bring it up over the head, and 1, and 2, and 3. Notice that I pick up my knees so I get a nice big stomp on each move. And at the end of that sequence, we will do a loud shout and freeze on that. Notice that when I hit with an overhead smash, I bring it down to my belt, to my belly, but I keep it even with the floor. Don't point it down, don't point it up, right here. Okay? And nice low, balanced, even stance as we go into. Okay? On either side. So big overhead smash on those. The uppercuts are a little bit tricky. The idea here, it actually is easier if whatever hand you're going to do the uppercut with, you step with the opposite foot. So hand, and I'm like ducking under a punch, and an uppercut, and uppercut, and uppercut. And again, we'll freeze on that just for dramatic effect to make that last attack really intense. And the and will be really important in the middle. So, and 1, and 2, and hey! Ready, march, and step. Okay, very important. Now, the double jump front kick is probably going to be the hardest one to get looking good. For the setup for the double jump front kick, we're always going to take a step with our right foot. And we're going to lift our left knee, and we're going to jump and switch and kick with the other foot. And then, meanwhile, the staff will be up over the head, and then when we land, we'll land again with that big overhead smash. Okay? From the side, it looks like this. Double jump front kick. Ready, hop, and kick. Hey! Okay, so the kick, smash, right away. Very, very quick. I'll show us toward the camera again. Double jump front kick. Ready, hop, and kick. Hey! Smash. Ready, march, and step. Just like so. Very important that you take a good, nice, big, powerful setup step to give you momentum and power to jump and get a really nice double jump front kick out of that. And bring that stick up over your head. Make that look really nice. Nice loud shout as well on that. I think that covers pretty much all of the attack sequences that we will be executing as we march down the street. The only other thing left is when we stop in front of the judges' booth and we're going to perform Chun-Ji in front of the judges, but with the Jangbong in hand. So this is how that's going to look. Leading up to the judges' booth, which if we're walking down the street this way, the judges' booth will probably be on our right. Okay? Pretending that the camera right now I'm looking at is the judge. So ahead of time, I'll go ahead and already have us be at attention, but with the stick up because we're marching with it. Okay? When it's time to stop in front of the judges, be ready, halt, and stop. The stick goes down. They'll say, right turn, ready, hop, and turn. And we'll be facing Kyung X, block, bow. Chun B, block out pressure. Okay? And now we are ready to begin the first form. I'll go ahead and execute the first form one time all the way through, just so you can see what it looks like, and then we'll break it down a little bit. Ready? My count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 10! Cheers. Kyung ready, turn, and step. Ready, march, and walk. And come back up. And that will be the whole sequence that we'll do for the judges booth. I'm not sure where that is. Usually it's around the intersection of 4th and Market Street, but we'll figure it out as we go. But let's look at the first form just a little bit. So again, we start from a good ready position right here. The first 4 moves, we're going to repeat those a couple times. We're basically doing just like we do a low block normally and then step punch. Well, now we're going to do a low block across. And as we step, we're going to go ahead and swing the head of the staff backward like we're rowing a boat. And then punch with the right hand. Bringing the left hand to the belt just like so. Okay, so it looks like this. Block, step, punch. I'm just shuffling my feet so I can stay in camera shot here. You will have just taken a full step. Okay, center up. So then we'll come back to the middle, look to the right, and we're going to bring the stick up over the head. We're going to cross our arms as we low block to the other side now. Like this. See how the arms kind of crisscross as we do the block. It's called an overhead reverse. And then as we step and do another attack, we're going to bring the stick up over our head, unwind it, and then just do a regular old horizontal strike to the side of the bad guy's head. Okay? So one more time from the beginning. So we'll be in ready position. We come up, low block, punch, feet together over the head, overhead reverse block, and a step and horizontal strike. Then we just rinse and repeat those same 4 moves, but now from this center. Step to the left, low block, step with the right foot and punch. Come back to the middle, keep the hands up over the head, crisscross the arms, overhead reverse, step, and a normal strike. Unwind our twisted arms. Now, feet together, going off to the left, we're going to do 4 more different kinds of attacks, or blocks and attacks, I should say. We're going to step and do a parry block. He's trying to thrust their staff at us. We knock it off course. We step through with our foot and then do a thrust. Come back to the middle, feet together, and look to the right this time. And now, because we're on the opposite side of the body, we're going to do what's called cross block. We're going to push their staff out of the way, and then we're going to come up and over top of their staff and do overhead strike. Okay, just a regular strike, stopping on the form. Now we get to do it again. Feet together, but to a new direction. Step out and parry. Step through and thrust. Come back to the middle. Look over to the other side. Do a cross block. We're pushing their staff off to the side over here. And then sneak our attack over top and hit them. And we're going to step and do another horizontal strike. Step back and horizontal strike with a lock. And then finally, we're going to dip this end of the stick down and do a big overhead smash to finish. With a really loud kick at the end. Okay? From there, we'll come straight up into Kyung-nae. I know in my earlier demo we went to attention first and then went to Kyung-nae, but that's going to be too much. So after our last move, we'll just come straight up to Kyung-nae. And then when we go to attention, we'll spin the staff under and stomp. But at the end, instead of doing a kyuk to finish, we actually will say Merry Christmas in Korean. And just so you guys understand how that sounds, we'll do it a couple of times. We say Christmas에 보내세요. It's like a cross between the letter P and the letter B. Bon or pon, 보내세요. So, Christmas에 보내세요. So as we finish our Kyung-nae, shitty up. Christmas에 보내세요. And then from that point, we'll say ready. I'm sorry. I'll give the command. Left face. Ready. Step and turn. Ready. March and walk. And from that point, oh, don't forget we'll bring the staff up. So we're at attention. We just turn. Ready. March and step. And we continue down the street. And from that point on, we'll just execute some more of the regular parade commands. And the end of the parade won't be too far after that. So you're more than halfway done at that point. Okay, this video will be uploaded to our Facebook page. I'll go ahead and put it in a YouTube format so I can text message it to some of the parents out there. I'll also try to get it up on the website if I can, but please take some time to go over this video and rewind and rewatch some of the parts, slow it down if you need to, and be sure to give this a good amount of practice between now and Saturday. I've done what I can to try to show you everything I need from you. Now the rest is in your hands. So train hard, train well, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to shoot me a message or give me a call. Thank you, and God bless.